Hello, all you magical people, and welcome to Unscripted with Amy Kruzic, where I get to ask a question. Today it's going to be a little different. Um, but anyways, we're just going to chat about it, and that's it. So, welcome my guest, David Ellis. Yay!
Hello, Amy. How are you?
Oh, hello, David. How are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay.
No, I'm a little bit busy, but
I
yeah,
know. That's okay. That's okay because guess what? This is like it's a short show, right?
yeah, we can do
So
anything we want. This is
we
unscripted,
can.
right?
Right. It's unscripted. So I'm thinking, all right, let's do something different today because David was my first guest and now he's back.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted, now this is something you don't, I always wanted to ask this question. Well, I heard this question and I want to know if you know it because you seem to know every question I would give you, you know the answer to. Okay?
Oh, go
We
ahead.
played that game before. We're like, let me ask you something, and you freaking know the answer to it. I'm like,
Okay, go
how
ahead.
do you know it? Okay. What are safety coffins? It's Halloween season.
According to Wikipedia, a safety coffin
No, don't.
is a coffin fitted with a mechanism to prevent premature burial or allow the occupant to signal that they have been buried alive. A large number of designs for safety coffins were patented during the 18th and 19th centuries, and variations on the idea are still available today.
They're still available today.
I know.
I didn't know that they were still available today, but I heard
Just in case you want to bury somebody and,
But it's Halloween season, so I thought, why not ask you that question? Because I heard the same thing on my Alexa, and I'm like, I wonder if David's going to know that.
yeah, they were
History.
used in the Middle Ages, actually, when people
Okay.
went into comas. You see, people slipped into comas, and then people thought that they were dead because they couldn't like find a pulse easily or whatever else, and they just dropped them in a box and dropped them in the ground, right? So 3 days later.
What? Wait, is this that resurrection kind of
No, it's not a resurrection thing. So
no.
they used to have a cord that used to go down into the ground and into
Yes.
the coffin, so that when the person woke up and realized, oh shit, I seem to have been buried, right? They would pull the cord and it would ring a bell on the surface and people would know to dig them up and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure how successful that was
I don't
because,
either.
6 feet down is a lot of dirt to move to
Right.
allow somebody to, breathe.
Yeah. And what is this? Are they my thought was, are these done in graveyards or just anywhere? I guess
What do you mean?
graveyards? Graveyards? Did they put them in graveyards?
Mm-hmm. Or
Okay.
cemeteries, like they wouldn't be like 6 feet down or whatever.
Yeah. And that's where they coined Saved by the Bell.
Correct.
Yeah.
Saved by the bell, literally.
Saved by the Bell, guys.
Yeah.
That's what that means. I found that fascinating. I don't know why.
You want to know what would be really funny?
What?
If as a Halloween prank, you got the whole, you went to a funeral home or whatever else, and you fell asleep in the coffin, and people mistook.
No.
Okay, that's dark. It's
Okay.
Halloween, so we
Okay.
get to tell these things. Okay?
Well,
And somebody mistook you for being a body. I said, well,
oh my God. She just fell asleep.
just fell asleep.
She just fell asleep. And yeah, that would
Okay, that was our dark humor for the day,
that
everybody.
was,
So, like,
yes.
I'm just gonna play this.
Oh, I like that. There he goes, out the door.
Yeah. Honestly, that's very dark humor, but these things actually have happened.
Mhm.
So there are certain rituals in, how should I put it, in Earth religions,
Mhm.
which do burial and rebirthing, the resurrection.
Yeah.
So you
Mhm.
get buried or you get locked into your head for a period of time for you to be rebirthed into a life that is magical. Let's put it that way. So,
Yeah.
in order for you to get into the new life, you have to die into your old life. So, what that would look like is, let's say I was initiating you,
Mhm. Okay.
I would put you in a stone sarcophagus or bury you
Huh?
literally in the dirt. It is the Christians have the same thing. They just do it in water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you call it baptized into the new life.
Yeah.
They would either bury you in dirt, they would encase you in beeswax and gauze and hang you from a ceiling, or they would put you in a stone sarcophagus and literally bury you in a coffin for about 3 hours. Okay?
Okay, they had no bell then, did they?
No, there is no bell attached to that.
There was no bell.
You got to be alone with yourself in the womb feeling for a little
Right.
bit
I
to
think I'd
come
be
out.
ringing it. I'd be ringing it a lot.
You don't get to ring
Like,
it.
get me out of here.
You wouldn't survive an initiation, would you? You really wouldn't, would you? Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
if I would. I'm sure I've done them before, but I don't remember. Thank goodness.
So so that's the resurrection into the new life. I do know people who have freaked out, but you
Yeah.
only freak out in the first 15 minutes and then you accept.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true.
And then you accept. So that's the resurrection rituals that a lot of people practice. Some of them are intent on locking you within yourself. So beeswax or other kinds of wax is put on the body and you're wrapped in gauze. And it locks you within yourself.
I like the beeswax and gauze part. But how can people do this today without doing that whole ritual thing? How can people accept?
So you want resurrection ritual light? Resurrection ritual light would be baptism. You just go in the water. I always okay. So the proper baptism ritual is that you're supposed to be completely submerged in the water. So you go to the priest. You're in the ocean or wherever you are, and the priest is supposed to submerge you completely. Yeah, they're not supposed to sprinkle water all over you.
Yeah, I think just over the forehead, Yeah.
Theoretically. So that's the baptism ritual. You might survive that one though, Amy.
I'll survive that one. Yeah.
But people freak out even in that. There's something about dying in the old life and being born into the new that scares the living bejesus, literally and figuratively, out of people.
Yeah. I could see that.
I
could see that.
Have you been baptized, Amy?
Yes, I have. I have my certificate. I have my certificate.
This is Catholicism, am I correct?
Yes.
I could imagine you at the pearly gates. I have my certificate.
I know. I have my baptism, my confirmation, and my marriage certificate. Here you go. I know.
And they tell you, well, this serial number was not stamped correctly, so
go back.
Yeah,
you got to go back.
Right.
You got to go back and be baptized before you can come up here.
The bureaucracy of being saved, right?
Right.
You got this certificate, you got your confirmation certificate, your christening certificate, marriage certificate, you got your death certificate,
all
your
the
baptismal
sacraments
certificate, and you're showing all the paperwork when you get into heaven. Whose idea was this? Oh,
Whose idea?
The Romans.
It's tacit consent.
Right, the Romans' idea.
I do not accept it anymore. No.
Look at how this conversation just veered to the left.
It just went, yes, that's okay. Because I have another question for you.
Sure.
Because this might be, I have two questions and I don't know which one to ask. One's kind of, okay. What subjects should be taught in school today, but they're not?
Classical background to Western literature should be taught in school, and they are not anymore. They're even trying to get rid of literature. Well, we did a webinar yesterday, and I took a sharp left turn. Children have lost their sense of wonder. The morals of the stories that we learned as kids are not being taught to children today. You could teach children a bunch of STEM subjects, and even that they're failing at, right? You say, okay, we're going to teach some science, some technology, some engineering, some mathematics, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
If you teach children anything at all, without the moral grounding, you know that thing will go left, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the things that should have been taught, like literature, like Enid Blyton and the stories and the
Yeah.
morals that came out of Enid Blyton, one of my very favorite authors, classical background to Western literature. That used to be, listen, in the old days, you had to understand classical background to Western literature. I'm talking about 2 generations before us to have a decent conversation. You were
Mm-hmm.
not considered cultured if you didn't. So, as an example, you had to learn the tales of Homer, the Odyssey,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
Iliad, the Aeneid. You had to understand the principles of this because these form the bedrock and the foundation of Western civilization. Your
Mm.
language is enmeshed in that. Okay? The language that you use on a daily basis comes out of those stories. So the body parts that you're calling, right? If you say the iliac crest, it means your pelvic bone. That's the pelvic bone.
Whoa.
It was named after a city called Ilium, which was the support center, the financial support center for most of the olden classical world. And so, whether you were Greek, and they were called Argos back then, whether you were Roman, whether you were what Trojan, a
Mm.
lot of people don't know what Trojans are. They're not a kind of condom. They were
No. No. Nope. Uh-uh.
that was actually a people. So anyway, I think when you teach classical background, people understand the roots of who they are, where they come from. So as an example, a lot of people talk about fairies. The
Mm-hmm.
fairies were not little things with wings. They were
Mm-hmm.
actually a people,
Yeah.
a race of people.
Yeah.
Okay? They were actually a
Yeah.
race of people to Arthur Day. I can't pronounce that properly. Danaan, sorry if I butchered that. They were actually a race of people. They were real people. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, they believed in magic. And yes, they were very versed in metaphysics and so on. So when you teach classical background to Western literature and Western foundations, you're teaching people everything that comes out of your mouth, everything that you're naming, which has been named and stuff like that, has a background and has a story behind it. Okay? Everything
Yeah.
that you, I mean, there's nothing that is safe from that. Okay? And when you teach people that, they know what the prefixes and suffixes of things are, so they understand the words that they're using, right? As an
Mm-hmm.
example, the word con means with, but when you put it contagious, right?
Mm.
Continuous. These are the foundations of the words that we use. Make sense?
Makes sense. I love that.
And
And they
suffix
don't,
as well.
yeah, and they don't teach them for a very long time. It's like maybe 10th grade. It's not,
If they taught that, and if they taught the roots of words and stuff like that,
yeah.
classical background, people would go to the doctor and understand what the
Yeah.
doctor was saying. So when the doctor tells you, so today we're going to do a hysterectomy,
Yeah.
you want to know what
Yeah.
optomy and ectomy are, right?
Yeah.
You might want to know
Yeah.
what these things are because
Mm.
they might not necessarily tell you. So these are the kinds of things that I want that should be taught in school.
And that is the Latin too, right? That's the Latin background.
It is the Latin background, but all of these words, all of these prefixes and suffixes, they have um, stories behind them.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last name is Ellis. It is derived from Ulysses. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It is derived from Ulysses. So people don't even know what their names mean. That's a real problem,
I
right?
know what mine means.
My first name, David, is from a different part of the world, and it is derived from an Arabic word, Daoud, right?
Mm. Daoud.
And so It would be a good idea if everybody listening to this broadcast go find out what your name means,
Hmm.
where it comes from, what your name means. Because if you're going to use it, you might want to know what it means.
You might want to. Yeah.
That's what I think they should be teaching in school.
Yeah, I like that. I love that. Yeah, that would be awesome if they did that. But I guess maybe it's up to the parents to teach the kids that. I don't know. Unless the school system changes.
Oh, you think the parents know? You think the parents know anything about that? The parents don't know, and they're not going to teach their kids. But if you are, let's say, a spiritually minded person, a conscious person, you want to do conscious parenting, which is the course we have coming out, just so that you know.
Uh-huh.
Right? You want to do conscious parenting. I've tried to get Amy to teach that course. She refuses. Right? So,
I did not refuse yet.
right. Um, if you want to do conscious parenting, you got to make sure that your child growing up in this world knows where they come from,
Mhm.
what the name that you gave them means. You should choose the name with care. So, as
Mhm.
an example, calling a child Fabian is not a good idea if you know any
No.
Fabians.
No.
Okay, go check out what that word means. Okay, so go check out what that word means. Please, please, please do it. Right? And so you should name your child with a conscious intent, not just because, oh, my great
Yeah.
grandfather's name was this, so you're going to be named this. Or that sounds like a little pretty name. Oh, look. And the worst thing that's ever been created. Oh, I'm just going to name my child Brad after Brad Pitt because I saw his movies. Oh my God. Oh,
Yes.
oh,
That you save
oh.
that for your animals, right? Save that one for your animals.
I wouldn't even name it. Leave that alone. Right? You have to figure out what the names that you
Yeah.
give your children are because there is an egregore that exists out of time and space. What an egregore is it's a body of knowledge that has power
Mm.
over you. Words have power. Words have
Mhm.
power.
They
Yeah.
sure do. They sure do.
And a lot of people don't do that. So it's like haphazardly just go through life. Noonie, noonie, noonie. I'm just going to name my child after Brad Pitt. Or what's the family of dysfunctionals that the family or on TV? They have a TV show.
I don't know.
They have plastic surgery and the woman put stuff in a butt and what's the name?
Kim, don't name your daughter Kim.
Oh God, it
Kim.
hurts so bad.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad. What I
No.
like, wow. Right?
I know.
Like people name their children after that energy that they see on television and the intent that they bring to their children when they name their children that way affects that kid. I'm sure of it.
Oh, it sure does. Yeah.
Right? So your child,
I don't know.
I don't know what to say.
But
I'm just thinking that's what people do, man.
that's what people do, and that's okay, if that's what they want to do, right? I don't know.
Right. And
Can I ask you one quick one? This will
sure, you can ask me.
be quick because I was between two questions and I didn't know which one to ask. But
It's unscripted. Anything can happen, Amy.
yeah. What job would you absolutely be horrible at?
Customer service.
No, you would not be.
I would be horrible at customer service, okay? I would totally listen.
No, you wouldn't. I don't agree with that. Pick another one.
Yeah, okay. To be good at customer service, you have to have, obviously, I can be cordial, I
Yeah.
can be nice. But can you imagine working in a retail store where everybody has a bad day? What if you were the barista at a Starbucks or a barista in a bar, right? And
Yeah.
people are coming in with their stuff on board and they're all dumping it on you. Like, I said a grande. Don't let me have to drag you over this counter. Like,
oh, you would just throw in the towel and take your apron off and go, right?
but
No.
because like people would come in, like a lot of people think that they could do retail and they could do customer service. Yeah, it's not that easy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've never done that kind of job.
I could tell you what job I would be good at.
What would that be? Coding?
I suppose I would be good at I don't want to pick an occupation that I haven't done. So I think I'm going to pick
Right.
something.
What's left? What's left?
I'm going to pick an occupation that I haven't done.
I don't know.
What would I be good at? I haven't done. I always wondered what does those people in the that do laser tech. I've done part of that. The people who remove hair with the lasers.
Yeah, laser hair removal.
Remove hair with the lasers and do all those beauty things.
Yes.
The medical estheticians. I always wondered what they're going through, because I'm like, you could just simply tell these people you're good enough as you are. But then that would totally tank your profits, right?
No, that would totally be right.
That would totally mess up your whole business, right?
That would mess it up.
When people come in the door, he says, "Hello, you look fine as you are.
Yeah,
you're good enough." And then you find yourself broke on the street because you did some empowering counseling with these people.
Yeah, you would not be getting repeat customers, that's for sure.
Right? Yeah, so I'd probably suck at that as well.
Yeah. I think I would suck at being a hairdresser, cutting hair.
Why?
Because I would probably, if I messed up, I would be like, oh God, I would not be good at that. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I just feel like I couldn't.
It would keep you up at night?
Yeah. Be like, oh boy. I could do hair color. I would love to do that. But cutting hair? Maybe trimming I could do. Yeah. So that was fun.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being my guest.
No, thank you for the laughs for today. Oh my God.
Okay, so I'm going to leave. I have other questions I'm going to leave for my audience, right? And then I picked some and I'm like, oh man, which one? Okay, how about this? What is your favorite nickname for yourself?
I am so not going there.
Okay, guys, I know.
Tell us what your favorite nickname for yourselves are.
Yes, tell us what your favorite nickname for yourself is. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, and we will see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Because by speaking to all of the different potential clients, you are learning every single time, through every text, through every communication, through every call, you're learning a phenomenal amount. You learn who is.
And as you do so, just get snapshots of your life like that. Relaxed previews from the future. What you can do. Tell me your greatest ambition you have for your life. Thank you.
We're going to work on attracting while maintaining and maintaining wealth so familiar that it just feels like it's always been there. Remember, these meditations may imprint new, innovative things. You're going to impress upon yourself what you want to call in, code in.